How's it going, everybody? My name is Kyle Mills. I'm going to be showing you a few things in the CIMCO software. Mainly, what is it? There's a lot of CIMCO products, and it can get kind of confusing on what all the things do and how they can help you in your shop. So today we're going to go over the file management side of CIMCO. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the edit side, maybe the probing side. But the lesser known stuff is the data handling, and it's super powerful, and it can help you in your shop quite a bit. So let's get started. Let's start talking about it. I'm gonna start off on the DNC side, which is the part of the software that will handle all your data. Will take it from the PC to your machine, and also track all sorts of stuff like what speed rate is happening, what's going on. It can also automatically change file names and do a lot of cool stuff for you. And it acts as kind of the backbone for a lot of these other products as well. So DNC, we going to use it for communication for our CNC machines, robots, PLCSs, and more. What is DNC? CIMCO DNC is an advanced software solution that lets us communicate between CNC machines and computers. It's not a super forward-facing end-user product. It's more of an engine in the background that allows you to send your data. So a lot of the setup and stuff, that would be us coming in and setting that up for you. But after that, it's as easy as just sending it off without having to run around with flash drives and all that stuff. What are the key benefits of using DNC-Max? Increased efficiency. It's going to allow you to move your stuff more effectively and quickly, and it also allows you not to have those weird situations where you might have an old file where that wasn't supposed to be sent back out on the machine, but we found it on the flash drive and it was named as the same thing. The data that you're sending from the computer is making it correctly to the machine. It integrates with MDM and MDC as well. And there's a few others here up on the screen. I'll allow you to read that. So with that said, let's go ahead and pull up the software and kind of see what kind of information we get here. So here I have the DNC or the DNC-Max user portal here, the user client, and I can see all sorts of stuff that's happening with my machine. You see I'm getting all these messages in the log. I can also send files really easily through here. So you can see I can send my stuff pretty quickly right to the machine. You'll see you get a log of that, and it's telling you where it's going. Not only that, we can set up all sorts of rules. We can hook up with older machines through a serial connection. We can do a network. We can do an FPT scan. All that stuff is available here. Now, this is more of the backbone. So I'd actually like to get into the file management side so we can show you how all this fun stuff integrates into the management itself. MDM is going to be your manufacturing document management. So think, how am I going to store all my files? How am I going to keep everything organized? How am I going to keep everything compliant with all the different regulations and things that we have to do in today's modern world in a machine shop? MDM is like Windows Explorer, but on steroids. We can put statuses. We can send our files directly to the machine. We can put setup sheets, videos, all sorts of things. We can limit user control. Say if we have a certain level of person, we want to have access to a lot of things. And then maybe on the lower end, we want them to have very limited access, only being able to read and not write on certain files. Having different designations for engineers, CAM users, all that different stuff. MDM allows you to really put a lot of control over your shop so that things are going the way that you need them to. Some of the key features of MDM, just a quick pick. There's a lot of stuff in here, but these are some that I think are really important to understand. Version control. How many times do we overwrite something? as we're going through our day-to-day stuff, and we realize maybe a week later that that wasn't what we were supposed to do. This can be anywhere from the quoting side all the way down to, you know, the operator. You know, we saved over a program we didn't mean to, or we wrote over a quote and put the wrong name in there or something like that. This allows us to revert back to those previous ones and give reasons why we're reverting back. So it's a lot of that stuff is in there. Real-time data access. You can check things in and out. So two people can't be working on the same file at the same time. This eliminates collisions between different programmers, different engineers, different people doing quotes, whatever level you are in the shop there. It also integrates with ERP systems. So, you know, that can be very handy. If you already have an ERP system, we can integrate with that. Security and compliance. One of the very cool things about this product in particular is you are in control of your data. This is on wherever you want it to be. We at QTE or CIMCO, we have no way of looking at what you have in the system. It can be all offline. It's very secure. It's stable and flexible. We can also do status control, and we can also utilize the DNC side that we talked about earlier to transfer files directly from the system. It really puts everything all in one place. So let's take a look at the software itself, and we can kind of talk about some of those key points that I was just discussing with you. So here's the interface. We usually start up here in the search bar where we can search for part number, CAM files, CAD files, machine groups. It is highly customizable. So if we wanted to add more search fields here, we can. If you have something else you require, or if you prefer to go by a customer name first, we can also put that in. There's many, many, many different ways to customize this. So I'm just going to look up my first part here, part 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to take a look at what kind of file structure I have in here. Now, keep in mind, all of this is very customizable. So the way I have mine set up is with part number, and then revision, and then op number. And then after that, we have the machine with the CAM file and all the corresponding documents that are needed to run the CAM file. So I'm going to click on my master CAM project here. You see I get a nice little preview on the side window. And I can also open the file directly from here. You'll see that I'll start opening up my master CAM. Not only that, you'll see that just opening that without a read-only put a little red dot here. That means it's been checked out and nobody else is allowed to work on this while it's checked out. You see that opens up really quick. And now I can make a quick change. We'll say that I just change maybe a step over in my project. I'll make this 25 instead of 26. And then I'll save that back. Now back in here, I can check it back in. And it'll ask me if I want to save or reject it. Now I have that checked back in. And one of the very cool things is it produces a log every time something happens. So we can see not only when it was changed, but who changed it. And you can also require a reason every time it's checked back in as well. So it's very cool there. We also get previews of our CNC code itself. And not only that, we can see a preview of any setup sheets we wanted to put in there, or perhaps a video. So if I go in here, I can find my setup sheet. I got my setup sheet right here. If I go in here, I can open up my video of the simulation. So we can kind of see what's going on with our toolpath here. It's all stuff that we can pack in. And just to restate, having it all in one place is just super incredible here. Now let's send this out to the machine. You can see that under review, I'm approved. This means that I'm able to send it out to the machine. You can see that's in there. Now I can send this directly to the machine, to my Akuma. Successfully sent. Now, say this wasn't ready. Perhaps they were modifying the CAM file or they were doing something on that to that effect. We'll set this to needs approval. Now, when I try to send this, I don't have the option. It's been grayed out. So it gives you superior control and customization over how you want your files to be handled at any level. Let's take a look at one more project while we're in here. Another cool thing about this search feature is if you have nothing in there, you can just hit search and then you can see a list of all your documents and jobs that you're currently working on. Go ahead and open up this first one here and let's take a look at what we have in here. So this one's for the Mazak, so this is going to be for the lathe. So let's check out our setup sheet for this one. So you see I'm making this part. I have my tool list and everything lined out, ready to go. I also have a video that I can open directly from here as well. And of course, my CNC code. You can also provide notes if needed. You can see if I zoom in down here, I have some notes right here to check the part in the middle of the program after the M00. And last thing that we have on the list for file management and checking everything here is called MDC. Now this is monitoring on your machine. It also collects data from your machine so that you can generate reports, find out what's going on in real time with anything that's going on at your machines here. So let's look at a few of the benefits. So automatic data collection. So a lot of the run times, why things are down, idle times, you can collect all of this. Not only that, you can set up different shifts so you can get that data separated out for shifts for different personnel there. Real-time monitoring. I have a few screens that I'm going to pull up here soon where you can actually see if something's running, if something has the RPM turned down or the feed rate turned down, or if it's waiting on material, if it's waiting on a program. We can see all that in real time. Not only can we do that, we can customize any of these dashboards or reports. So if there's anything particular that your company needs to see or would like to report on, you can work with us and we can make you a custom report. Alarms, notifications, all that stuff. So is under that umbrella of machine monitoring and data collection. You can see kind of a quick preview in this slide where some of it's working here. Up top, we have the statuses of the machines. You can see we're in setup, running, waiting on a tool. The feed is too low on this one, even though it's running. And then below that, we have a live timeline, so we can see who's logged in, what job they're running, who's running it, and all that fun stuff. Before we go to the next slide, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that has to offer here. So I'll open up the MDC side. And one of the really cool things about MDC is you can open this up on a tablet, a phone, and none of it has to be connected to the internet. As long as it's connected to your internal network, you can get all this to work. Let's take a look at a few of the benefits here in the web browser version. So another really cool thing is you don't have to actually download the software on each individual machine. You can actually just run it off a web browser, which makes it really easy for a tablet or a phone to access it. So I'm going to open this up and put it up on the main screen here. Now with that, we can see in real time, say like if an operator turned the spindle off, we can have custom codes to pop up on the screen and give us a little warning there. Or I've had lots of customers ask for the ability to see if they're turning the feed rate too low. So I have a custom rule for that as well. Turn this down on my virtual machine. Not only do we have these automatic features, but we also have features for your operators to log the time so they can tell you why things are not running or why they're idle. So I can come in here to my operator screens and pick from any one of my machines. I'll go into the Haas VF4 here. And this is where I can log in. So I can say, hey, this is Kyle running this machine. I can tell you how many good parts I have, how many scrap parts I've had. Not only that, I can say, hey, I'm actually going to run this in a setup for a while. I need to check some stuff on this. The last job just got completed, and I need to check this out. So you can see that updates the screen back on the live feed here. If we go back to our live feed. Not only that, we have many planned and unplanned downtimes we can record. So I'm still on my VF4 here. I could say we're actually going to be making a fixture. And we'll switch that and record that back in the reporting section of the MDC. We also have these unplanned downtimes for things that we don't necessarily account for. So say we're waiting on material because a shipment was late or something like that. We have that also. If I flip back to the app itself here, we can also run a series of reports as well, which is great for knowing what's going on in the shop. We get a live timeline here that we can export as a PDF. These are just templates too. If you need anything more custom, we can also help you accommodate that. Machine utilization per week. You get this broken down between the different machines here by day. All sorts of different options that we can do here. Also, anything on these displays is customizable. So if there's certain things that you want to see on here that aren't on my screen, it can be added. So anything and everything that we can grab from the machine, we can put it up on the displays for you. Thanks for watching the webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to email marketing@qtemfg.com. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.